Hey everybody, Nate here. Another update on the Expedition Overland truck. Not a whole lot new going on since I've been waiting on the frame, but I wanted to show you guys over here. Got my frames back from the metallizer. So metallizing is it's a coating that basically is going to protect this from corrosion. It's kind of like hot dip galvanizing, but because a 20-foot long frame is way too big for hot dipping, it gets metallized. So anyway, that's super exciting. It's back on the trailer. We haven't offloaded it yet, but I'll get some good lighting here. You can see these are my tabs for the spring mount, and this is upside down. This is the lower rail. This gets hard mounted with these onto the frame of the truck, and then this sits on top of it, and this little flange here goes over this with the spring in the middle, and so it's captured front to back, captured right to left, and then we'll have a bolt coming up through with a spring on it that keeps it pushed down onto each other. There'll be a 3/4 inch gap, kind of rubber in there probably. So this is all got sandblasted and cleaned up and then metallized. So that's going to go back on. Come back over here to the frame. We did a cold dip, not cold dip, but roll on galvanized on this to keep those protected. What else? Oh, a couple things. I did get the hydraulic pump for the cab in the mail. It's not installed yet, but it's in. And you can see I started working on the fuel tank mounts. So this one here is also going to have another one over here that's the same thing. And those, it's kind of heavy. I don't know, you can't really, yeah, here you go. This is the fuel tank mount. So this is going to sit right up in here like that, and the fuel tank's going to hang off of that. And down below, oh, what else did I do? Here you go. I made up these brackets for the exhaust. You can see this here, and we bolted to the frame back. That's better. Bolted to the frame back in here, and that lowered the exhaust down just a little bit, the muffler. Before these brackets were up here level with this top, and I wanted to drop that down here because my freshwater tank is going to sit right on these and go all the way up here. So I had to bring these nuts and mounts for the muffler down below this crossbeam. So one of my freshwater tanks is going to go in here. So I had to drop all that down. We'll get some of this tubing and hose and everything kind of cleaned up and out of the way. So that brings my exhaust pipe back in to here, which is cool. We just kind of twisted everything and made it work with the down tube from the turbo here and coming across into the muffler. And then the exit of the muffler, I'm probably going to just put an elbow on it, or maybe just shoot it straight down. I'll play with that. And the fuel tank is going to be at the same level as the bottom of this exhaust. So that's going to be super nice. I'm going to still keep tons of ground clearance. You know, this basically between the two tires will be the lowest point on the truck, which is right there with the transfer case being pretty low too. So I'm not losing any ground clearance by putting this 100-gallon tank in. So that's just going to tuck up nice and tight. Still have enough room to reach in the compartment, unscrew the cap, and get a filler nozzle in there just fine. So I've got the cab tilted because I took out the air over hydraulic system completely. And here's one of the lines for the cab tilt. I think that one is the up. Yeah. So this line here goes to the cab latch. That goes down in here and tees into this. So you put pressure on here, it opens that locking mechanism, and then also runs over there to the cylinder that tilts the cab up. And then there's another line back in there somewhere. It's kind of dark, can't really see it. It comes out this hole, and that's for the cab down. So I'm gonna reroute that, and I've got a 12 volts hydraulic pump with a control. That's gonna sit back in a cabinet back here somewhere, kind of accessible, but kind of hidden. And then the control is gonna run out into the lock cabinet. So you just push the button, cab will tilt up, push it, cab will tilt down. On 12 volt instead of air over hydraulic, which I think is going to be a little simpler at the end of the day, versus having the whole air over hydraulic system. It's just simpler. I kind of like that system. I'm kind of bummed I got rid of it, but yeah, it's okay. For 200 bucks for the cost of a pump and a pendant, I'm just going to go that route. I'm also back here going to have another hydraulic setup, and this one will probably be 24 volt, but the hydraulics back here are going to run the lift. We'll have a lift that will lift our spare tires and motorcycles up to the floor level and drop it down pretty close to the ground. And then that hydraulic system is also going to run our 4-point leveling system for the Habitat. So if we park this rig just a little crooked, well, you know, it's a little right, a little left, nose down, nose up, whatever, we'll be able to come back here and fiddle with some of those valves and raise and lower and level the whole Habitat. So that'll be super cool, because, you know, putting blocks under 49-inch tires is not super cool, and just want it to be easy. The other thing, while this cab was up, the other thing I worked on was the brush guard slash box for the top. So on the roof of the cab, I'm going to build a box the full width and full length of the roof. So that's going to give me like 8 feet across for storage, and I'll have an expanded metal floor in it. And, you know, I'm going to sheet the sides and the front, so it'll be covered, it'll be secured, lockable, and it'll be in the shade. So I can keep stuff up there. No one's going to see it. Access will be from ladders on both sides, and then we'll have the floor up there so we can step into it. With a like pivoting kind of hatch thing on the roof. One of those two directions, haven't quite decided yet. Anyway, but this cool like curve of the cab, what I wanted to do was follow that all the way up and bring it up like that to where it matched the height of the box, because the box is like 3.5 feet off the roof of this cab, so a ton of storage up there. But I wanted to make this nice like arc that followed this. So here is one of the pipes that we bent to match this. So this matches that radius of the cab all the way up. And then what we'll do is we'll get the height that we want, we'll cut the end off and box it into everything else. That would be super cool. And I'm thinking, and I would love to get your guys' opinion on this in the comments, if you would just drop a line and let me know what you think about this, because I'm not sure which direction I'm going to go. I've got two options that I've thought of. I'm going to have it connect down here. So I'm going to have a connection point here, and then it's going to cover, you know, part of the windshield if I go up this direction and tie into this top box. My other thought, which I thought would be kind of cool, it's a little more work, would be to bring the piping, the tube here along this side, so it kind of stands off from this side a little bit from the corner. So you can't see it from the windshield really, but it would be here on the corner and offset just a little bit. Then I could tie it in up here and tie it into the box. But if I'm driving and, you know, we hit a branch or a tree, it would hit this, that would protect the windshield because it would stop over here, and it would also protect the side windows and the mirrors to a point. Mirrors fold back, but I'm not too worried about that. But I don't know. Let me know what you guys think, because I thought it would be kind of cool to have it on the side so it's not like super visible from inside. You know, when you're inside, you're not seeing the bar out here covering this corner of the glass. But I could go either way. I thought this was kind of cool, but this also would be really easy to just tie in here and come up and follow this line over, and it would just be super simple. it would take away a little bit of the view out of the windshield. But these things are so big that, I mean, the size of that windshield's enormous, that I don't think losing, you know, an inch or two along the side is going to really pose any problems or be any problem or big deal at all. So I think over here would kind of be cool, and it would be a little different. I haven't seen a whole lot of people doing that. It's a little more difficult to do, so I thought I might just do it to be different and have fun. Other than that, I'm gonna give you guys a full video on the air over hydraulic, well, not the removal, but the replacement of that, which is in here. So this pump, it's a double acting 12-volt pump with a reservoir. They're super cheap. I found a great source for these that's you know, readily available and super cheap. So I'm gonna try that. I'll give you guys a whole video on how that works, the challenges, and that kind of stuff. So if you do want to replace yours, because most people just use the cab tilt, they don't really use anything else in the air over hydraulic system. So if you do want to replace yours, let me know, and I'll give you a full video on how to do that. So anyway, that's it. Here she is, one last time before the frame goes on and gets kind of semi-permanently mounted in. Anyway, so yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you're enjoying the updates. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and again, feel free to ask me any questions or comments. I'd love to see what you think about the windshield roll bar mount as I'm kind of working through that. And I got a super cool air cleaner thing to show you that I'm working on too. So I'll have that in the next couple weeks. I think in 2 weeks, probably maybe 3 weeks, we'll be done with the walls and the roof, and all that stuff will be framed out and done. That'll go way faster. I'm getting my windows next week. So yeah, keep your eye out for updates, and we'll talk to you guys soon. All right, next time.